Now that our message window is able to open and display text, it's time for us to add the logic that'll automatically close it after a given amount of time. Let's go back into our message window class. At the top of our class, let's add a new public field typed to a float, and we'll call this close delay. We'll set this to 2f so that it runs after 2 seconds. Next, we're going to set up a private float for the delay that we'll use internally to track how much time has happened since the window is opened, and we'll use another private boolean in order to track whether the window is closing or not. Now, after our awake method, let's override the open method. Once the window opens, we want to set the closing flag to true. We also want to reset the delay to equal 0. We do this because if you open the window multiple times, we want it to reset itself correctly. Now let's go ahead and add back in our update method. We'll make this private, void, update, and inside of it, we're going to keep track of the delay. First, we want to make sure that if the window is closing, we're calculating the time difference between when the window is open and when it should actually close. We'll do this by setting the delay value to plus equal time dot delta time. The delta time is the difference between each frame, which is usually in a couple of milliseconds. Over time, this adds up to full seconds, and at this point, we're able to test to see if the delay is greater than or equal to the close delay. When this happens, we'll simply call close, and we'll set closing to false. Now, let's save our code and go back into Unity. If we run our game and move over to the next tile, you'll see that the message pops up and now automatically goes away. If we continue to move, the message will update itself, but it will also reset the delay. And over 2 seconds, you'll see it'll disappear again. Now we've learned everything we need to build out some basic windows in our game, and also to display text, which we'll use later on as we message status to the player as to what's happening inside of the game itself.